Welcome to Like Pigs in Space, an arts and culture podcast. I'm Aaron Mason.
And I'm Max Mason.
And welcome to another week. And
Yeah.
we almost got to record in person, but got too busy having other fun.
Yeah. And I didn't prepare. I wasn't totally ready for anything. So
Yeah,
here
that's
we are.
cool.
So, yeah, I was in Tucson last week and flew back on Saturday, and I was saying I was resting my head kind of on the seat in front of me
Oh,
from Phoenix to Portland, and I think I have like a bruise in the middle of my head. It just keeps hurting.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just trying to become that guy, Wesley.
Wesley?
Huh?
Wesley?
Yeah, Wesley Willis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just gonna go. You smack seats, and you'll start smacking heads together, and
Right.
and have a big knot on your head.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now we had a lot of weird interactions, or just like
Oh yeah,
I haven't flown in a little while, like
yeah,
maybe 2 years or so, but it feels like people have gotten worse at it.
yeah.
So like when we were in Tucson, there was our gate, and right next to us was another flight, and it was going to like I think Dallas.
Yeah.
And the people at the counter had to get over the loudspeaker and be like, we can't let you on the plane if you're crowding the doors because people need to get off the plane first.
Right.
And just everyone was crowded around. It was a little delayed. And then like people were still crowding around once people had gotten off. And then they're like, we'll call your number, your group number, when it's time for you to board. You don't need to crowd around here. And it's like, yeah. Obviously.
Sometimes you get groups of really inexperienced travelers that do that, and also, what's interesting, and I get it, but it's the people usually that are going to be in the back of the plane anyway. They're trying to push on so they can get their luggage in the overhead, and then they have too much luggage anyway. And they never are ever going to get a spot. So just stop.
Right.
Plan accordingly. You may not think it's fair, but for those that travel all the time, it's very fair that we have more convenience than, and it's just how things work. It's, we're not very equitable.
Yeah. Right. Well, and then on the way Phoenix to Portland, we landed in Portland. There was a bunch of people also from the back of the plane who like rushed down the aisle trying to get off when no one was getting off.
Right.
And luckily there was somebody who kind of just stood by their seat and blocked a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So they didn't get too far. But one of the people who was doing that, she like rushed out as soon as she could. And then we saw her later. We didn't have any baggage, but so we just kind of took a little while longer getting off the plane. But she had like rushed down to baggage claim. And you know how the Portland doors are? They're like the revolving doors.
Yeah.
So there was a lady in front of us already in the door, then Chloe and I. And then this person who was on the plane rushed in trying to get past us in the revolving door. And she was too close to the inside. And so her bag kept hitting the door and stopping the revolve. like 4 times, and she didn't understand. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's weird. This never happens.
Was she young?
I don't know, like 30s maybe.
Just hadn't just I hate that.
It's like, just wait behind us. It's gonna go the same speed no matter what.
Yeah.
It was driving me crazy.
People, yeah. Anyway, I think you make your own good fortune by taking some responsibility for what you're doing. And so instead of, if you're always trying to blame your situation on everything else but you, there's always going to be something wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're not learning. That's really the gist of it, is you're not learning how to cope with the situation. You're just blaming people that or blaming things on people.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's
Yeah.
my man. I soapboxing all over the
Yeah.
place, huh?
Um, well, that might kind of fit into some of the themes here
Uh-oh.
of
No.
taking responsibility for yourself. And
Okay.
so I don't look anything up yet until I tell you what this is, but I
Okay.
want to tell you just a brief little history about a town in Michigan.
Okay.
So the town, this is from their like town website. It's kind of small little city. This is just like a brief history about them.
Okay.
So Wallsocket, Michigan has a rich and diverse history that has shaped the town into what it is today. Originally settled as a farming community, Wallsocket quickly became known for its rich grazing land and proximity to Detroit's carriage makers, making it an attractive place for horse breeders and ranchers. The town's main industry was providing animals for work, transportation, and even horse racing. These activities brought a great deal of prosperity to the town, and the residents took great pride in their connection to the equine world. However, as industrialization took hold in the region, the demand for Wallsocket's pastoral goods waned, and the town fell on harder times. Despite this, Wallsocket never lost its charm or its identity as a horse town. The residents continued to celebrate their equestrian heritage, and the town's main street remained a vibrant and bustling hub of activity.
Okay.
It goes on. There's a little bit more. There's a company that kind of emerged near Wallsocket called Secretariat. There's a kind of a tech medical company.
Okay.
And Wallsocket now is more or less like a suburb of Ann Arbor. So
Oh, okay.
a lot of people live
Yeah.
there who also work in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
Kind of how these small towns go. There's a big kind of story from the town in 2023. There was this bank employee who was embezzling a bunch of money from deceased accounts.
Oh, wow.
Like nearly 500,000.
Wow.
He was getting a lot. But the most important thing to know about this town is it's not real. It's not a real town.
Okay.
This town was created by an artist named Underscores.
Okay.
So Underscores is just one person, and her name's April Harper Gray. She's from San Francisco.
Okay.
And has been releasing music since about 2013 when she was like 13. Mostly in like the dubstep genre, but playing a lot more with form of dubstep songs because it's pretty formulaic.
Yeah.
And so she used a lot of dubstep aesthetics just in different orders of songs, kind of experimenting with dubstep as a genre.
Cool.
She's slowly beginning to like incorporate lyrics and find her own sound. And it has released a couple of EPs until 2021.
Okay.
Where she put out her first album, which is Fishmonger.
Oh, okay.
So it was self-produced, self-released, and was recorded at her parents' house during COVID. And it was also released before she came out as trans. And not that she really had a big like coming out or anything, just kind of was at some point.
Okay.
But you can kind of tell because in this album she's singing in like a deeper voice.
Gotcha.
But it's very much it's like a hyper pop record. And it very much is that, with having some of her own personality in it. Like there's a lot of kind of 2000s music aesthetics mixed in. And it deals with like celebrity culture and apathy and maybe some like emotional numbness. Maybe that's just what apathy is, but but yeah, and so the other thing that she did with this album is she kind of forced herself to use guitar on every track because she was like running out of like production tricks that are just like, you can do this with a synth and it'll make this sound. And so just to have something new, she forced herself to learn guitar, which was really good because I think it must have clicked with her really well because on September 22nd of 2023, she released Wallsocket.
Okay.
And this is that's what I wanted to talk about today.
Cool.
So this is like a major label debut, still fully like self-produced and recorded, just a few other people as like guest vocals or some mastering, other stuff like that. But because of this major label, she had much higher budget and allowed her to focus more on a story for the album.
Okay.
Which I was thinking about this on the way home, that I I talk a lot about concept albums.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other hyperpop concept albums.
Yeah. Well,
Like
yeah.
it's still a pretty new-ish genre, but there's not really anything I can think of that's like, this is a story-based album.
Yeah, because it's not really what it's used for, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's used for like being insane.
Festival, right?
Being insane and loud and
yeah.
So with this, she created the town of Wallsocket, Michigan, and created all these like websites for it, like the town website. She made this like Moms of Wallsocket group.
Wow. That's
where it's just like blog posts, all the stuff that kind of appeared 9 months or so before the album came out. And it was funny because some of them are just like, oh, good.
Was it obvious that it was from her, or is all kind of incognito?
There was a little bit, because at first it was just like especially on the Moms one, it's like, oh, what's a good like dentist, or have you seen this video? This is really funny. And then one of them was like I've noticed this musician hanging around and making notes about the town.
Oh yeah, okay.
like she was there just writing this album about the town, and people kind of noticed her.
That's funny.
Yeah. So the album kind of, or the city just kind of works as a backdrop, but it really focuses on the lives of 3 girls in the town.
Okay.
The first one is, so it's spelled S**NNY. So it's either like Sunny or Sanny or Cinny, one of those.
Okay.
But kind of acts as like a self-insert for underscores, because this is a trans girl who is kind of coming to terms with her identity and also her like deep religious beliefs.
Right.
So there's her. There's another girl named Mara who is, I'm going to say Sunny. Mara is Sanny's stalker.
Okay.
It was just another girl about her age who's just obsessed with her.
Okay.
And then there's Old Money B-word.
Okay.
Is just how she's referred to, who is just an ultra wealthy daughter of a billionaire who pretends to be poor to kind of distance herself from that.
Oh.
I saw somewhere while looking this up that her name was Samantha, and I can't find like where that comes up in the album or in like the lore around it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Samantha, so I don't have to keep saying Old Money.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of the story, and there's a few kind of themes I want to talk about beforehand, before we get into the songs.
Okay.
So the first is the horseshoe theory. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard that term, but I don't know what it is.
It's a pretty stupid idea. So
Okay.
the idea is that politically, the like far left and the far right are actually pretty close, because it's like a horseshoe.
Oh.
They kind of meet back, and
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Yeah.
But and she kind of reuses that theory as an example to like examine contradicting extremes within these people. So like with Sunny, she's trans but also deeply religious, and that comfort in God kind of turns into a fear of judgment from God. Into more, and we'll get into that later. Mara is like her extremes of being like really obsessed and infatuated by this person, but also becoming a danger to them.
Okay. Gotcha.
And same with like Samantha, who, you know, is ultra wealthy, but also wants to be poor.
Right.
Like has everything going for her, but is also like depressed.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Cool.
And if you see the album cover, it just has like a big statue with a horseshoe on it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Cool.
There's another thing that's with underscores is she'll have these like repeated phrases that kind of show up in every song. So in Fishmonger, they're almost like producer tags in a way.
Okay.
But they'll show up not at the beginning like a producer tag would be. So in Fishmonger, there was a couple. There's Am I Extreme or Celebrity or New Wave of the Future? Just these kind of little vocal samples that would come in. In Wallsocket, it's just the word. It's just good luck.
Okay.
And it's this voice kind of being like, good luck.
Interesting.
And it kind of becomes this like mocking thing almost in a way as the album goes on.
Yeah.
Because like luck isn't really in your control, and so like
Right.
and there's a couple other elements that just throw in there. So it being the suburb, it deals with like suburban life. So there's a couple of things that are pretty common suburban things. So it acts as kind of like a coming of age story, which is pretty popular there. But it also draws a lot of inspiration from slasher films, which often are just in like normal suburban. And then it also talks a lot about like white collar crime, gun violence, trans identity, alienation, stalking, grooming, and even like class struggles.
Okay.
And it's just a wild sounding album. I say hyperpop because that's kind of where its bases lie, but it leans a lot more into like a rock aesthetic and folk music. While still having kind of the detail and the denseness that hyperpop is kind of known for.
Right.
But just also super full of character. Like how we talked about with Sophie, where it's you wouldn't confuse any other hyperpop artist for another because they are so unique in their influences.
That's interesting.
But yeah, with that, I think we'll get into the first song.
Okay.
Okay, so the first song is Cops and Robbers, which I think kind of acts as a story or confession of the bank employee who was recently found out about.
Yeah.
It's a very high energy song, like very garage rock with like weird glitchy synths kind of sprinkled all over the place.
Interesting.
That sound in like a video game if a robot gets hit and their gears like fly all over the place.
Oh,
it's like that sound.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
It's really fun. So the first verse, I'll read the first verse and chorus. It kind of sets it up.
Okay.
I've been working as a bank teller for like 11 years. It all started when I didn't have enough to pay for the crystal. And ain't it funny how out of nowhere all this money appears? I've got a cash drawer and a keyboard, and I've got all of your info. And it says, when's the last time you saw someone with a ski mask and a gun get on the inside? You got to do it like me.
Yeah.
And it's this great thing. Like, so the verse goes into the chorus. It does that like record player turn off sound, like, but then it goes back on. It's like,
oh, cool.
It's great on and off. It's super fun. My thought is that I don't think this is the actual story, but my thought, always listening to this, is that this crime didn't actually happen in Wallsocket.
Okay.
So this happened somewhere else. Because as the story goes on, in the last verse, he says something about finding a small town where he can hide out. Oh, and I feel like
there you go.
If this was a movie, it would start with this like bank robbery and this robber hiding out in Wallsocket.
Gotcha.
As like the introduction to the town.
Yeah.
Even though it's not his story. So it goes on, and then it has this this bridge or breakdown that is like very, very Jack White inspired. Like not so much White Stripes, like more of his solo stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. It sounds amazing. Has this weird synthy guitar solo. And it grooves really, really hard. Like I kind of lose the beat at some point. Like I can't follow it that well. But there's this great kind of slowdown in the last verse that as it builds back the energy, it also builds back the tempo back to like just the original tempo. It's a very small decrease. Like I don't know exactly. I would guess like maybe 20 beats per minute difference.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even less. It's pretty small, but you do feel it.
You can feel it. Okay.
But that's the first song. It's a great opener, lots of energy, and I think shows a good amount of like storytelling
Yeah.
capabilities while still having a lot of personality to it.
So with all that, do you know many other hyperpop type bands that use a lot of traditional instruments like a guitar?
Not a ton. There I know 100 gex does a little bit.
Okay.
They've leaned a little more so on their second record also. I don't know if it's them actually playing it or just digitally created.
Right. Right.
But they've used guitar a few times. It's more like pop punk sounding.
Yeah. Right.
But a lot of them, like if they do use it, it's very minimal.
Yeah.
And maybe just for a quick blip of texture here and there.
Yeah.
With underscores, it's a lot more consistent. Like
Right.
I read something that a lot of these songs were composed on like guitar and banjo.
Right.
Which is crazy. Like some of the songs that were composed on banjo, I don't know how they got from one to the other.
Yeah. Maybe it just speaks to them.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So great song.
Yeah.
Next song is Locals, Girls Like Us. And so it starts with this kind of like technologic Daft Punk, where it's just like they're naming a bunch of things. And so it's things like, I'll read the first couple ones. Machinery, Catharsis, Technology, Red Flag, Transcendent, Slapstick, Try Hard, High Strung, Neurotic, Blue Cross, Golden Arches, Pearly Gates. And so it's just a lot of these things that I kind of elicit the feeling of like a small town.
Okay.
I think. And a little bit of things show up throughout the album. One of them is J names. So anytime anytime there's a male name in throughout this album, they all start with J's.
That's wild.
Yeah. And not that I don't know if it means too much, but it's a funny
what does it mean?
Yeah. But then it goes into describing a person and does this arm, body, legs, flesh, skin, bones, sinew, good luck.
Right. Okay.
And with that kind of becomes this like refrain throughout the song, this like building of a person.
Right.
And this song kind of acts as like an introduction to each of the girl, at least Mara and Sunny. Not so much Samantha from what I can tell, but you know, close enough.
Yeah.
And this is such like a club banger song, kind of mixed with like party boy rock. So like Sum 41 or like Lit or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And then it has this like great kind of shout chorus thing. Well, actually, I'm gonna talk about the verses because the first one is Mara, where it says, "I've done the questionnaire like 700 times to get the same results as my friend. We've been inseparable since 2009. She just doesn't know about it yet."
Oh no.
And then when it's Sunny's turn, she says, "I've done the questionnaire like never in my life, but I've got a 10-foot pole, and if I could, I'd poke her with it right between her eyes. May God rest her soul."
Oh wow. Okay.
So just this like total divide between the two. Like,
yeah,
she has no regard for Mara, despite all the effort that Mara is putting into it.
Right. Oh man.
But it's a very dense song. She does this thing on a few songs where, especially in like the last chorus, there's just tons and tons and tons of lyrics going on.
Okay.
So you have the this like post chorus that kind of works as this. It's a really great like 2010s pop, kind of like a Kesha or Lady Gaga sounding.
Okay.
But stop me if you've heard this one before. Girls Like Us are rotten to the core.
Gotcha.
And it just shouted a lot. This whole big gang vocals. Great song. And then it has a kind of a spacey outro that is a nice kind of like palate cleanser for a moment as things kind of wind down.
Okay.
But it's such a banger of a song. Very like theatric sound design, kind of interacting with the lyrics.
Cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then there's the song Duh with 17 H's, I think.
Okay.
And so it starts with just like a bunch of samples of people saying "duh." That works as the instrumental.
Okay.
Um, and this song I think is where Sunny realizes that she's trans, and so the "duh"
Okay.
is like, yeah, obviously, duh, you're
Yeah.
this. Like once you realize that about yourself,
Right.
and she's kind of feeling like it's wrong, but she was wanting to trust God, even though she's very skeptical of why God would do this.
Right.
And so I'll read the first verse and chorus again. Just great connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's my condition's benign and as rare as it gets. They know what it looks like, but only God knows why it exists. It's practically harmless. There's no need for concern, and I drown in my antibiotics lest it get any worse.
Hmm.
And then I can't believe it. Dear God, could you be more subtle next time? And I'll take the bait because for the very first time in my life, I'm fixing to bite. So kind of like, well, like I don't know about this one, God, but I'll bite. See what you have in store for me.
Yeah.
But it just has this like very mellow, distant guitars and harmonica keys, like that harmonica sound like Stevie Wonder uses the tongue.
Yeah. Oh.
But then also like very distorted, like at best 16-bit sounding drums.
Yeah.
It also has
That's
this like
cool.
riser sound that'll come in like this, whoop, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like a camera light bulb warming up, you know.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
those
yeah.
old
Yeah.
fashioned cameras, they do
Yeah.
like high pitched.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it.
I think this is like a very matured version of a song that could be on Fishmonger.
Okay.
I think it has a lot of the same aesthetics, but a lot more tastefully done. I think not that Fishmonger is bad, but
Yeah.
this is I think a more cohesive experiment or experience.
It's good that there's progress. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she just sounds very exasperated when she like has this like question for God, and it has this huge final verse. It's like very noisy and aggressive, and I like the chorus right before it. Actually, it kind of plays with that taking the bait. Where it's could you be more subtle next time? The colorful plastic that you put on the end of your line, is it really alive? So like a bait.
Yeah, like a bait. Yeah. Yeah, like a hook. Yeah. Interest. Nice
But yeah, it has
analogy.
this huge chorus. So you get the good luck sample. I think it's in almost every song. This good luck, and she says, divine intervention, and the gnashing of teeth, the chain around my neck, and the sign on the back of the Jeep. And now that he's marked me, I know I was terribly wrong. I'm not scared of death. No, I'm scared of God.
Oh. Oh no.
And so it's this huge thing, but then it slowly like fades down back to the original instrumental. But it's so weird. After this huge kind of final verse, the instrumental feels like so lonely and so distant, even though as far as I can tell, it's the exact same instrumental, but now it just feels so sad.
Wonder if there's any modulation to it that's making it, or if it's just context.
Yeah. I think there's a little more of the harmonica that kind of has that like woeful Western sound to it.
Yeah.
But not much. It's really kind of impressive.
Yeah. That's neat.
That's just putting
that
it
can be done
after that big verse into this, just recontextualizing it like that. But good song. So the next one is You Don't Even Know Who I Am. So this one starts with a bunch of vocal samples from Dance Dance Revolution 4th mix.
Okay.
And particularly like if you fail a stage, this is what it says. Like it can say a bunch this, but it won't say all of it, but like every time you fail, it'll say something a little different.
Oh.
So it says, everybody has bad days. Don't worry. It's not the end of the world. There's always tomorrow. You can do it. I'm ready to support your next effort. I'm always here for you. And so this voice it repeats through the whole song, this loop of these like affirmations almost.
Yeah.
and it's only broken up when there's phone dial tones every once in a while. There'll be a little beep.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, pretty much the only other thing going on is these like really slow bass chords.
Gotcha.
And I think this is Mara kind of talking about her stalking Sunny.
Oh,
So it almost feels like the vocal samples are kind of like an internal reassurance that she's not crazy or she's not doing something wrong.
oh
She
no.
just really likes this person.
Right.
And like knowing everything about her, like her home, her friends, her siblings, her blood type, her habits, her fears, and even like her mom's work schedule.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a little bit obsessive.
Yeah. And in the choruses, it has two different ones. And so there's where she says, "Today is the worst day of my life. I think I'm in love with the cards you were dealt, how it felt, why you're wiser than me, and it hurts that I'm not like you."
Yeah.
And then going into the best day ever, which I think is when she breaks into her house. And she says,
Okay.
"Today is the best day of my life. I invited myself in and wore your clothes, took your pills, cried your makeup off. And for once, I felt just like you."
Oh no.
So pretty scary song. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of like group vocals on the last chorus, but it's a very quiet song.
Yeah.
Besides just like everybody has bad days going around in the back and the bass
Right.
chords. That's really just it.
Well,
But I think it's a good kind of calmer song for like how explosive all the other ones have been so far.
well, if they're trying to sneak into their house, then they're trying to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's just quiet because of sneaking around and trying not to be noticed and still get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Next song is Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. And do you know this game at all?
yeah,
The with the fingers. So I think this is like the catchiest song on the album, and it's also deeply uncomfortable.
okay,
It kind of reminds me of that like Lolita book
yeah,
where it's like a very upsetting topic, but it's written very beautifully. And
yeah.
I guess I
Yes,
haven't
yes.
read it. I think this is
Yeah.
what kind of the song had to be. It had to be this catchy because it's all about Sunny being groomed.
Oh no.
Being groomed by somebody who was like affirming her trans identity when no one really else
Right.
was.
Right.
You really get to see how vulnerable somebody is in this circumstances and how somebody could take advantage of that.
Right.
I'll read the second verse. Well, because it starts with like, "When I was 11 years old, I just wanted to be pretty."
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
in the second verse, it says, "Johnny really was the only one to tell me I was pretty. And I know I shouldn't cater to the sweet talk of a stranger, but James and Jake and Jimmy never talked to me that way. I wore the dress that he chose and met him at his apartment. And while his tongue is in my mouth, hanging right above the couch were his posters of teenage girls. Oh, I've made a huge mistake."
Yeah.
So it says that she like waits till she was right for the taking as she plates it. I don't know what age that is. I thought 18. Some people were saying maybe
Yeah.
16, but
Right.
deeply, deeply uncomfortable song. But it's a great instrumental. It's like really moody and groovy. It has a lot of energy to it. And again, has that like really dense chorus where they're doing this like Johnny, Johnny, Johnny game
Yes.
as a like refrain kind of thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there's this last verse where she's like trying to get away from the situation, and she says, "Because when I was 11 years old, I just wanted to be pretty, and when Johnny was 11, I hadn't even been born."
Yeah.
Man, not fun.
No. So do you know how that game gets played?
Yeah, so you do the thing, and then you're like, well, like copy me,
Yeah.
and you do
Yeah.
it, but then you're supposed to do something kind of small afterwards,
Right.
and if
Right.
they don't catch that, you just say, "No, you did it wrong."
Yeah. So it's even the game is kind of a analogy for grooming because it's like do it how I want you to do it
Mm-hmm.
and over again and you get sucked in because you're missing you get sucked in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's how it's like saying in the chorus, like, I'll be just what you want. All you gotta
Yeah.
do is say the word.
Right.
Um,
Right.
just because she feels like Johnny loves her.
Yeah.
Um,
That's disturbingly clever.
yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say that I like this song because it is a great track,
It
but
sounds good.
sounds really
Yeah.
good. But then everything else about it is like, oh, this is harsh. But I think it's important to show like how easily that can happen to somebody, like
Oh
especially with
yeah.
the internet. As hard as you try. There's tons of creeps on the internet, and
Yeah.
it can happen really easily.
Yep.
But yeah, so in the next song, it's "Shoot to Kill, Kill Your Darlings," and so
Okay.
I think this is told from Samantha's perspective, the rich girl.
Okay.
Has this like, so it starts with hip hip hooray, and it's just like gun cocking. It's like hip hip hooray. At first, it kind of sounds like this, like a PlayStation 2 home screen game.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like light, boppy little tune. And it's talking about Samantha's friend who is in ROTC and her fears of like losing him to war. It's kind of got this fun
Yeah.
first verse where she's like, stayed away from the war prudes. I always said if
Yeah.
he's got a favorite war, that kid's got to be bad news. But then
Right.
taking a trip to shoot a gun, it's like, I get it. I mean, shooting a gun is fun, which like
Yeah.
as much as like I am like very pro gun control or anything, it is still
Right.
fun to shoot a gun.
Right. Right.
Like
That's
I would
true.
go and shoot like clay pigeons in
Right.
college a lot. It's a lot of fun.
That's funny. Yes, it is. I mean it's a skill set thing and it's loud.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
But then she's kind of like, so she's like questioning his reasonings. Like she just can't grasp why he would want to do this.
Right.
Like, are you dying to kill a man or anything like that? I really like this second verse. Kind of, it's very high school, but
Yeah.
it's the ROTC kid is with the cheerleading captain, and we can't figure out how that relationship happened. He doesn't seem to like what she chooses to do with her body, but he's given over his body as well. You think he'd get it more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like I was given over his
Yeah.
agency to the army.
Right. Right.
This song, as it goes along, it kind of sounds like a Beck song.
Oh. Interesting.
That's been filtered through like an AOL chat.
I can picture it.
Yeah, and there's like gun cocking sounds kind of throughout it. After the third verse is this like kind of big scream into the last chorus. That's a lot of fun. She's going more into like, if you could survive, you could live into your 90s and see that this pattern keeps recycling, and
Right.
you'd be glad that you didn't do it. But it ends as like a banjo version of the song.
Oh.
kind of fun.
Yeah. So the banjo does show up.
Banjo does show up. Yeah. And then it kind of fades out. She's like, has this refrain is like, I just don't want you to die.
Okay.
And that kind of like, it's pretty distorted in this song, and it disintegrates into and kind of bleeds into the next track, which is a horror movie soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
And this always felt like a Shoot to Kill Part 2.
Okay.
And I was reading more. That's actually what it's supposed to be and was gonna be, but she just didn't want to have a 9-minute song in the middle of the album.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, there are longer songs on here, but I guess 9 minutes was too long.
Yeah.
So it's kind of going into like Samantha's extreme wealth doesn't make her happy, and she contemplates suicide. Like in these verses, lay down your arms, surrender at once, aim for the head or go with your gut, tear through the skin, pull at the seams. I may match the symptoms, but there's nothing to treat.
Right.
It kind of so it's pretty sparse. Just has this like picked guitar. It was reminding me of that scene in Get Out when they're walking in the house and her brother's like playing on the uke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that kind of like
creepy.
brittle sounding guitar. I mean, it's guitar instead
Yeah.
of ukulele, but it's, similar kind of
Right.
brittleness and eeriness. And there's a bit more of those like classic horror movie sounds kind of coming in and out. It's very spooky sounding.
That's
Um,
seems creepy lyrics too. So
yeah, there's like a little bit of the build with this. You won't get away with this. There's just like
right.
a little bit of a swell with strings, and she becomes a little more impassioned, but it's pretty brief, and then it goes back down.
Right.
Just a lot of very like tasteful suspense throughout it.
Right. Right.
And then there's a few like peaceful chords at the end, which fits into horror movies.
Right. Right. There's just that subtle calm after the crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So it seems overall that this is a very serious album. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and do you think so? Is there, when you're listening to this, do you find times when you feel upbeat about it, or is it all kind of heavy regardless?
I think it's very easy to listen to this and have a good time because they are
Okay.
very energetic and fun songs.
Right.
And if you aren't paying too close attention, because sometimes it can be kind of hard to hear what she's saying.
Right. Okay.
Because it's very, very produced, very auto-tuned or distorted vocals. I think just it's something that feels like there is more to it.
Okay.
And so I found myself when I was doing a lot of these notes, I had to like take a couple breaks because I was like this is a lot heavier than I was expecting. Like
Right.
I knew some of
Right.
these things like Johnny 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 was pretty obvious what it was about.
Right. Right. Right.
But going into some of these other ones, it's like this is a lot, and it's dealing with some very heavy topics in insightful
Yeah.
ways. It's
Yeah.
definitely a very like Gen Z takes on things, or
Yeah.
analysis of the world. Which I fall into that generation, and
Right.
so I think that clicks with me more. I was when I was talking to to Josie, and I recommended that book that I shouldn't have
Yeah.
recommended. I think what makes me think like, oh, this is a very like happy and hopeful book is
Right.
because it's so internet coded, and everything on the internet is so like surface level and kind of cheap and non-emotional.
Yeah.
To see someone who can break out of that and still have very emotional connections to people
Right.
and to things is very like comforting to me, because I'm also spent a lot of time on the internet and
Right.
and know what that's like, and have been afraid that I've been like numbed by it before.
Yeah, that makes
And so,
sense. And what I've noticed in some of because you've brought a lot of newer music,
mhm,
is that they the so the so just to kind of talk about as an example. So
mhm,
we were listening one time. I was listening to Phil Oakes,
mhm,
who is a folk song protest singer from the '60s.
yeah,
And I was listening to it I had just gotten the CD. I was at work at the Scottsdale Chamber of Commerce, and I was listening to the songs and sharing it with the other guy there. And he's like, and his complaint was that he was too plain in his
mm,
lyrics, like, because it's just like, hey, like one of the lyrics is it's always the old who send us out to war. It's always the young that are dying. Like just
right,
straightforward. He just
yeah,
says, old rich people are horrible and they're sending us all out to die in a war and doesn't like hide it. There's no like poetry to it.
right,
Whereas his contemporary would be Bob Dylan, who, I was even in the movie, the biopic that was out, I was
mhm,
learning about what those songs meant, because I'd heard the songs, and
yeah,
then he's like, "Well, this is a protest about this." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay."
okay, I
I knew it
guess,
was kind of that, but I knew it was a protest. I knew it was against war, but it was very much more specific.
uh huh,
And so for a long period of time, there's been, I think that in pop music or this kind of music, they've either had very shallow lyrics
Mm-hmm.
or shied away from, maybe made it more poetic and hidden the meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the younger groups that you're bringing are discussing very uncomfortable things and doing it poetically, but plainly,
Yeah.
and not, and so I don't mean to say that it's simple. I think it's done very well. These are clever songs
Mm-hmm.
thus far. The lyrics are very clever. But they're also addressing some heavy topics. Whereas
Yeah.
before, if the topic was super heavy like this, it would have been hidden in a analogy
Mm.
instead of addressed directly and poetically. It would have been in an analogy, and it would have taken you a lot to figure it out. It would have been like a Shakespeare sonnet trying to figure out what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's an interesting change where they can just, this is their reality.
Right.
um, I don't know that I'm all that, I'm happy that they can. It's sad that this is, it's and I don't want, sad sounds mean too. I'm sorry that people have to go through this and
Yeah.
have to have these kind of feelings. That's what I feel bad that anybody experiences something this emotional. And
Yeah.
I'm glad, but I'm also glad that they have a format or a platform to express it and
Yeah.
address it. So
I think, yeah, I think it is sad, and especially in the last verse. But I think that through the music there is a hopeful and like joyful quality to it. I
okay,
think like even though we've been through hard times, we're able to look back on it and understand its importance, but
right.
but still be happy that we're done with it. you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope so. I hope it's you hope there's a progress in the story, since it is kind of a story. It's a concept. You hope
Yeah.
there's a good outcome, but you never know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think I really like lyrics that are maybe more like focus more on like imagery instead of
yeah,
analogy, I think, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Which isn't always completely true because I also really like Radiohead and they're super, super obscure, like
yeah.
uh,
There you go.
symbolic in
Yeah,
their lyrics.
and I think that's I think it would be disingenuous, or it would be kind of, it wouldn't be the most genuine of things if Radiohead was addressing these same topics
Hmm.
as if they were inside of the issue.
Yeah.
Now they may have the ability and the platform to address it from an observational point of view, and but if
Hmm.
they ever started writing lyrics where they were in the middle of it, I think would not be genuine. That would be kind of taking it too far,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they address serious issues in some of their lyrics. Some of them are just
Hmm.
serious because they're goofy, but but
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about how this comes across.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome. Okay. So the next song is still about Samantha. It's Old Money, B Word.
Okay.
This is another banger track. Like it is a very like clubbing kind of song,
Yeah.
maybe. Um, but it also feels kind of maybe mocking, or it is very sarcastic, the
Yeah.
lyrics, but it feels kind of mocking coming after a song where she's like questioning if she should kill herself.
Yeah.
Because the lyrics,
Hmm.
in the first verse is see the girl against the wall with her head turned down. Why don't you check her pedigree? She's not like you or me. She's the enemy. That girl's a student athlete, but she's never played a sport. Her parents had a 7-figure wedding and divorce. She's stolen from the CVS, but her daddy's on the board. And it's got to be that she's an old money.
Right.
And the whole song is very sarcastic like that.
Yeah.
It has these like
This
la la
sounds,
la's.
yeah, this sounds more uh punk and
Yeah.
pop punk lyrics, so they can be sarcastic and kind of mocking. So it's okay to enjoy this one and be yeah, because it's a little less serious. It seems
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. And, it's not always the easiest thing to feel bad for the daughter of a billionaire.
Right, right. It's not.
Has this great bridge. It's so funny how it's more spoken. And it's like
Yeah.
acknowledging how accomplished her dad is. It's like he's a great man. He's done a lot for this country. But then she's questioning like, why are you in such a small town? Are you having money problems or?
Yeah. Oh,
um,
that's funny.
Anyway, it's a very, very fun song. Great time. When it goes into this chorus where it's like she's the daughter of a billionaire, there's this really great like detuned snare sound,
Okay.
just like fully out of nowhere that just like launches you into it. I really love that sound. It's great.
That's cool.
Awesome. So the next song is Geez Louise.
Okay.
So this one is also a super punk kind of song.
Okay.
And so the song is kind of Sunny commenting on like the history of trans people and how they've been like attacked throughout history or like dismissed throughout history. And I think this is also where her like fear of God in Duh kind of turns into more of an understanding and like a peace with God.
Yeah.
At the same time, kind of understanding that people's like religious objections to trans people is a person issue and not an issue with God.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
God would still love this person either way,
Right.
regardless of
Right.
how like a religion. I think mostly Catholic is what she talks about, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So it has this like it has a lot of things. So it has this like very punk emo, in your face intro. Kind of reminds me of like Hole or something in her lyrics, where she's just kind of shouting the lyrics.
Yeah. Cool.
So it does that a few times, and then it hard cuts into this like stomp clap country song,
Yeah.
where it just sounds like it's playing in a barn, and it was like, and you start getting these refrains of like, we don't have to talk about it, and it is kind of reminding me of like she's saying like, she'll say these things, and then she's like, but you're not ready for that conversation kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like the history of trans people, it's very harsh and uncomfortable, but we don't have to talk about that right now.
Yeah. Well.
So it does that, and it slowly fades into this like kind of glitchy, spacey void. And when she starts singing again, it almost sounds a little bit like a Cranberries song.
Okay. Well.
Like kind of soft and mellow with like
Yeah.
a little bit of distortion there, but it's still pretty lush,
Yeah. I could see how those could all fit together.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then it builds into this like huge kind of cathartic yell, this like big shoegazy walls of sound and these like broken synths and stuff. And I think this song and another song are kind of like, maybe not the end, but like the realization of the character's own issues and kind of coming to terms with them, like taking responsibility for their own actions. So this is Sunny's song where she does that and has this big yell in it.
Okay.
And we'll go on. So the next song is 77 Dog Years. And this is kind of like a confrontation between Mara and Sunny, finding out how big of a stalker she is, or how big Mara is.
Yeah.
But also it's when Mara learns that Sunny's dad is the person who did the robbery, who was doing like the embezzlement.
Okay.
And also Sunny kind of learning that it was her dad's fault that her family fell apart.
Yeah.
And so it has this chorus like, oh, what to do now that you're over and out? Have you noticed your hands? Have you noticed your hounds have grown so old since I've learned what you did? Pay for your sins.
Yeah.
So they're both kind of coming to terms with this. Like, Mara, for some reason, is so offended that her dad did this crime.
Well, yeah.
The person she's stalking.
That's funny.
But it's a pretty mellow track. It's a fun one. Maybe not my favorite on the album, but it's still a nice little easy groove song. And
yeah. So that just repeated themes, that 77 dog years is 11.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
another.
back. Yeah. Ties back in, right?
Yeah. To Johnny, and also to
Yeah.
her, the bank robber who was working as a banker for 11 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So repeating a certain number and letter. And
Mhm.
so what is
What is
was
J11
yeah, well
or
may is
11J?
it the no, it's J is the 10th letter, 10th letter that,
Yeah.
but so it's not like J and 11 go together in that way,
Right.
but that's and the good luck maybe may they all tie in somehow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Or just
I'm sure there's something there
yeah.
that I'm just missing. It is dense like that. But yeah. So next song is Uncanny Long Arms.
Okay.
And so this is I think this is my favorite song on the album. It's a really good one. But I think this is where Mara realizes that she's overstepped or overreached like the boundaries with her obsession
Okay.
with Sunny. But there's also like a bit of body horror with it where
Oh no.
her arms grow all the way down to the ground. So it has these like huge, like alt rock sounding guitar walls, really great chords that are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's this kind of transition into the end of the song that's very harsh, and there's a lot of like beeping and like gasping sounds in it.
Yeah.
That I guess I'm not sure where this comes from, but it makes sense with the song. Is that Mara goes in to get surgery to shorten her arms back, and she dies for a little bit,
Yeah. Oh
and then
no.
is resuscitated and has this like epiphany when comes back.
Yeah.
So that's that last
That's weird.
verse and chorus here, where she says, and in just a couple seconds of breathing in and out, I was exiled from the heavens and flung towards the ground. I once had peace and quiet. Now I can't turn the damn thing off, but I don't want to die yet. I haven't finished what I'm working on. And then it does something great that I just love. And we've talked about like this built-in nostalgia a lot.
Yeah.
So she kind of does this in another way where this last outro lyrics here is taken from the song Kinko's Field Trip 2006, which is
Okay.
on Fishmonger.
Oh.
She
Okay.
like just reuses this whole verse and melody, where she goes several hidden shots to the chest. How did you get everyone to think that you were depressed? Tell me if it's not on purpose, why'd you do it again? Just admit it. You don't have a world that you're up against. And
Oh
I think this
man.
is where Mara is realizing her own issues, her own problems
Yeah.
that kind of lead her to wanting to obsess and stalk this other person. And then she gets her like cathartic yell over it,
Yeah.
and it's great. It sounds huge, and I love it. Such a fun song.
Very cool.
And then we go into the last song, which is kind of like it's Good Luck Final Girl, which the final girl is like a horror movie trope.
Yeah.
You like the last person to survive a slasher for whatever reason, so
Right.
they don't deserve to die or whatever.
Interesting.
But this song is kind of like a farewell to each of the girls. So and they all end up leaving town on a train. I don't think it's the same train, but they're all leaving town on the train.
Okay.
So the first one is Mara, and I'm gonna go over each one because I think it's really, really good. So Mara is, this morning I dreamt about missing the train. I spent all that money just to throw it away. So I shot out of bed and bought a stranger some breakfast. But when I got it, he was no longer there. I searched the whole station, couldn't find him anywhere.
Okay.
So as she's like trying to move on and trying to move out of this town, she still kind of has these obsessive tendencies where this stranger she buys breakfast for, can't find him again. She sounds like misses her train trying to find him. Very
Right.
inconsequential, but she still has these obsessive tendencies. And
Interesting.
yeah. And then verse 2, I think, is Sunny, where it's I spent what little I have on trains heading north. Got off at the first stop, walked around till I'm bored. But that girl down the block said if I wanted to escape, I could always just knock on her door. But I don't need people like her anymore. Where she's wanting to move on and not needing so much like validation
Right.
from Mara, and even from people like Johnny who were just validating her all the time. She
Right.
doesn't need that anymore and can move on. And so the song is like very straightforward, folksy. There's no crazy weird production with it really.
All right.
Until Samantha's verse,
Okay.
which is where everything kind of cuts out and it's almost completely a cappella. And she says, "I'm postponing my suicide indefinitely. There's horseshoes in his pockets, hand grenades in his spleen. No amount of money could strike him off the calendar, and I haven't cried in 7 years. Slumped in the cafe car, hiding my tears." So
Wow.
I think this is kind of in line with Shoot to Kill, where her friend that she was worried about dying in the war has died.
Okay.
And so no matter what she like, the money can't strike him off the calendar. Like I think it's like his funeral. Like she can't stop his funeral from happening no matter how much money she has. And she cries and she feels. And I think because of that, thinks that I'm not dead inside. I don't have to kill myself. And
right. Oh man.
But yeah, man.
That's yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really good. In the chorus, the "Good luck, final girl. I hope you get what you deserve. No one's going to do your work for you. After all, that's not how this thing works."
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And then as it repeats that, "After all, it's not how this thing works," it just disintegrates a little more and gets warped and manipulated until it's just like nothing.
Falls
That's how it
away.
ends.
Oh, cool. Well, that's well, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess that's a happy ending.
Yeah, I think it still leaves it open to them improving more.
Yeah.
But they've at least recognized their own inefficiencies and are wanting to move on past them. And
yeah. I think if you wanted to extend the analysis a little bit more, the fact that all of the painful stuff is tied to 11, but then they left on a train, which is like tracks are like an 11 going out of town.
Mm-hmm.
That could be it. They
That's
use their pain to finally escape.
Yeah.
The turn their pain and their tragedy into a way out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But yeah, I think it's a great album. I think it's a really good story. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Like aside from all this story, it's a lot of fun to listen to. It's a lot. It's, there's a lot going on, and it just has a very wild blend of influences, and it just is great, and something I come back to a lot, just to like casually listen to. And if I want more from it, there's stuff there. And
right. Cool. I'll go listen this week and see what it will bring.
Yeah, it should be good. I like it a lot enough to bring it up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Underscores is great. I think she's very talented. She had a new album that's just come out that's a lot more pop focused.
Okay.
I don't think tells as much of a story, but it's still a very fun album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see.
So still going, still producing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still doing a lot.
It's nice that you're bringing me young music from people that aren't dead.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's interesting to see people be able to be comfortable using those, that subject matter, and not, not being locked up for being mentally unstable or something.
Yeah.
Your mom was watching old 50s movie today,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole premise is that, or what was happening is this lady went on a ship with her new husband, and then her husband disappeared, and it was like, we didn't see a husband with you. So they're just gaslighting her
Oh,
and
okay.
telling her she's hysterical, which is
Yeah.
code for, dismissing her.
Hmm.
And it was interesting. And then in the end, it was her husband, because she was very wealthy, and he had put in this come up with this plot to show that she was crazy and then bump her off and take all her money. So she wasn't wrong, and
Yeah.
people started believing her. So it was, it turned out good, but it was still that whole 1950s women that have an opinion are hysterical thing that you're
Yeah.
just like,
Right.
ah. I can't use that word hysterical
Yeah.
without a lot of baggage to it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Awesome.
cool. Appreciate you sharing. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Do we get through all your notes?
We did. Yeah. I got through all
Okay.
of them.
Oh, good.
9-pager. It's probably going to be such a long episode to edit. And
Uh, well, cool. I appreciate you bringing me the new stuff. So, you've been listening to like Pigs in Space, an arts and culture podcast. This is Aaron Mason,
and I'm Max Mason.
and we appreciate you listening. And
Yeah.
go out and enjoy some more new music.
Yes.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.